gonna come on here and talk a little bit. I'm not really anxious. I mean, I am. Technically, always am anxious, but meds are okay, I guess. I don't know. It's been rough these past few weeks. This past week mainly. It's honestly probably just a lot of stress, a lot of holiday stress, because I know holidays are stressful. Well, for me they are anyways. Um, and stress with me always kind of throws off balance of everything, like my sleep and anxiety. Um, you know, the big major things in my life. Um, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about how I manage, especially, because I have to manage by myself, sort of. Um, if your family is crazy as mine, holidays get very stressful because not only do I go to multiple places for the holidays, but also just the leading up to it gets very stressful. Um, so yeah, luckily I finished all my Christmas shopping, so I got everybody, well, my family something. For I don't have all the money in the world to get everyone something, unfortunately. um, I got my brothers something, I got my mom and father something, I got Mariah something, so we all good. Normally, I don't really give out gifts. I mean, I used to, way in the past. If it was normally like a card here, a coloring here, or a stuffed animal, I really didn't care about giving away because I had so many at the time. So, um, that's kind gestures enough. Um, I also used to play my guitar on the holidays, but I have not been doing so. I'm also just not good at instruments at all these days. So, because I'm so consumed with writing, I guess writing is my calling. I mean, I know writing has always been my calling, um, but yeah. Um, so yeah, I was out with my mom today getting my father a Christmas present. Um, which technically spoils everything, but I'm hoping this will be out after Christmas. If not, then he already knows, cause yeah, because my father watches my videos, so that's not embarrassing at all. um, no, it's whatever. I don't care either way. Well, actually I do because yeah. Um, back on topic, or I guess I'm going off topic just a little bit for a minute and then we'll go back. So, as you all know, I take medication for my anxiety, and they do work. Um, However, because I'm so stressed, my overthinking has gotten, you know, high again, but because with the meds, I'm not anxiously overthinking, I don't really get the anxious feeling when I overthink, but I catch myself when I'm overthinking a lot. And so that's a clear sign that I'm gonna have to up the dosage of my medication. Which isn't a big deal because I'm only on 5 milligrams, but my doctor's appointment isn't until the ending of the month. And I run out of meds on the 18th at least. And that's when I also go back to Mariah's. And I get anxious at her place too because, shit can happen. They don't have a way to get me to the hospital or, have enough time for an ambulance to come type of thing. I don't know. I just overthink a lot about death, and it's not a thing I like doing. I know I say I want to die all the time, and I know I say, you know, all this shit, but in reality, I don't want to. Dying is my most deep-rooted fear of all time, along with living, because I don't know how to do it. And the world is scary, and everything is so goddamn scary, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. But we're not going to get into that because I've talked about that so many times, so we're not going to do that. So, yeah. It's not fun thinking about death at every waking moment, because it prevents you from living your life. I'm a naturally clumsy yet cautious person. I hurt myself in many ways, and yet am very careful of what I do. But thankfully with my meds, it's a bit more manageable. Like I said, meds aren't 100% thing. My anxiety used to be at 100. It's now probably at like a 60, 70 at most. But that's still a big difference to me. Or if you're someone who has severe anxiety like I do, it's definitely a big change, and it's definitely, my brothers do see a big change in, my mood and how it is and all that stuff. And the reason I wanted to actually talk about, all of this is, like, oh, how do you manage, shit? How do you just get through it after you feel shitty, and like, how are you feeling okay the next day? That's really hard to do. It's really super fucking hard, and you have to, use so much strength to actually be able to manage through the day. Sleep is also a very important one. Sleep is very important to me because if I don't sleep, then everything becomes crazy. Everything becomes crazy. So, like, my stress and anxiety are a lot higher. I'm pretty sure my depression would be higher, and self-esteem issues. So, sleep is very important because it's, the only way your brain and body will relax and recover from shit that happens. And it sucks when, now sleep isn't exactly an easy thing either when you have anxiety, because, especially with depression as well, because depression, you want to sleep all day, but with your anxiety, it keeps you up at night, fearing that you'll die in your sleep. That's what I currently think about. So, basically, distractions are a good thing. I distract myself a lot. If you've seen, if you see the state of my room and, all my hobbies, it's not only fun and what I love to do, but it's also a big distraction from the shitty part of my life. And they don't always work, and that's okay. But basically, so today I wasn't feeling very good. Well, technically these past few weeks I have not been feeling very good. But technically all you can really do is just your best to take care of yourself. Even if that means going to sleep early, even if that means just laying down, until it's time to go to bed, or reading, watching something on YouTube or Netflix, or, taking a power nap, which is what I do. It's really important that after, you feel icky, or after, a panic attack or anxiety attack or overthinking, you do what you can to raise yourself up after that, because if you don't, that'll just drag on to the next day, and it's not good to drag it out, through the days. It's not healthy, nor is it, it's exhausting. So I give myself pep talks a lot. I do that pretty much any day that I can. So sometimes if I'm overthinking a lot, or if I'm stressed out, I, will look at myself in the mirror and be like, okay, this is how you're feeling right now. kind of got a logical, be logical about it and be like, okay, holidays are coming up. That's always been stressful for you. Um, and it's okay to let your body rest, Tomorrow will be a new day where you can finish all, your writing and stuff. You don't gotta, force yourself to do anything you can't do or do anything you want to, so like hot baths work, hot showers work, listening to music helps, sometimes playing video games helps, hot tea, lots of water. I have my weighted and my heated blanket. Like I said, just like watching a movie or a TV show or, reading a book and watching YouTube or coloring or drawing, whatever you like to do helps. And you'll soon will slowly feel better after that, and then when the night comes and it's time for bed, I kind of just watch YouTube until I sleep. I kind of I watch Markiplier and Jacksepticeye when I sleep because it helps a lot, because I don't like sleeping in the silence, and it's hard to fall asleep, and I always still wake up early in the morning, so that's also a thing. But I also always just go back to sleep. Yeah, and then sometimes all you can really do is just get out of bed. Try to get out of bed even though it's hard to. Go get breakfast. Get dressed, even if it's shitty outside. And do what you like to do throughout that day, and that's kind of how you manage. Because I always try to remind myself that, there's a good logical explanation why you feel these things, Like your bed is uncomfortable, you're sitting in a weird position, you're just sore, you stretch a lot and you do a lot of, small workouts, so you're sore, or you're too young for this to happen, or you're always going to wake up the next day. It's all about just retraining your brain to, retrain your brain to get into the habit of, you're not dying. And it's hard. It's really hard. It's never easy, especially if you have to do it by yourself. Like, I know I have my brothers for, reassurance and all of that stuff, but the overthinking kind of just doesn't stop, so you just kind of have to hope and pray that it'll be fine. So, and yeah, even getting emotional, because it is tiring and it's exhausting, but you just gotta push through, so that's all you gotta do, is you just gotta push through and do it every day.